I lost my mom to suicide. At the time of filming this, that's been almost 26 years ago, and I'm still learning to deal with it. Well, hello, everyone. Pappy Nose here. I lost my mom to suicide, and I want to talk about it because it's coming out in my songs, and you can kind of feel it in a couple of my videos. So I just want to come out and be honest about it. Obviously, a difficult thing to deal with. And those of you who've had to go through it in your family, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, uh, maybe this will help you understand a little bit. My mom and dad, they fought a lot. They really did. Uh, I know Dad didn't go to church. Mom would drag us to church every now and then, especially if something in particular was going on, potluck or Christmas or something like that. But we would go to church with her, but at home, I don't remember hearing anything about the Lord at home, and I don't remember seeing her read a Bible, or surely not my dad. And like I say, they fought a lot. Um, and when I say fought, I mean they fought, uh, screaming, yelling, throwing stuff. It was got physical quite a bit. Now I know my mom attempted at least once before. Uh, I was a kid, but maybe twice. The reason I remember the one for sure is I don't know if any of you ever watched the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Well, I know uh, Mom had attempted, and we were like, "Where's Mom?" And we were finding out from family members that she was in the hospital, and of course it gets out that what happened. And I guess there was a particular visitation day where the kids could go up, and I ain't had my mom in a week or two, or however long it was, and so up we go to the hospital and get in there. And of course, I at that time had never seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but I'm telling you, the first time I watched that movie, I'm like, I've been in that. It feels like I've been in that hospital. I know it's not a laughing matter, but that's the way it felt. I'm like, what's my mama doing in here? Why is she in here? Why is she wearing this all white get up and all these other people? She don't belong in here. I mean, that's the way I felt about it. I know it wasn't too much longer after that. I mean, I guess she just really got fed up with it all, and she ended up leaving Dad, but uh, she left all of us, and that's kind of the way it felt, to be honest. Now, you got to understand, I love my mom with everything that I've got. Me and her were close, and before all this went down, she was a strong woman. She worked hard, and she loved us, and she kept a good house, and she cooked, and she cleaned, and we were working, and we had chicken houses, and we had four chicken houses. We were running about 100,000 layer hens. Those of you who have chickens, you know what I'm talking about. It was a lot of work, 7 days a week, even on Christmas. And Mom pretty much handled that. She was a good, strong woman, and she loved us kids, and I loved her. And when she left Dad, she left us all. And just trying to find herself, I guess. I lost her like 20 years earlier than that, it felt like, at least 15. Because she started going to these doctors and all that. They were going to get it figured out. They had all the right answers. They're going to put her through all this therapy and get her started on medication. They'd get her on pills that would calm her down. Then they'd have to get her on pills to pick her back up. And you didn't know if she was calming down or picking up. And before long, I didn't even recognize Mom. She, man, closest thing I can think of is she's almost like a zombie. Like and that was hard to deal with because she was here. My mama was here. I could see her, but she wasn't here. The mama I knew growing up, even though I'm looking right at her, she's gone. Well, she's been gone. And that was tough to deal with. Now, like with everyone else, life goes on, and I grew up and I got my family going and ended up moving to another state and didn't see Mom a whole lot. Then the phone call comes. Your mama's died. And some of you have had that phone call. It's it's a tough one. It truly is. So we go back to Arkansas and get there, and I could tell everybody was. It just wasn't. I've been to funerals before, both family members and friends of the family, and this one was different. Felt different, even though there wasn't a quote unquote positive, or I guess I should say, a concrete answer on what happened. We all kind of knew what happened, but you had to wait for the official report to come back. And of course, it ended up coming back, so you get that news. And all kinds of feelings go through you. They went through me. I can't speak for everyone, I can only speak for myself. But the one overwhelming feeling, other than just being hurt, that I had that surprised me and showed some big time selfishness on my part was embarrassment. I was embarrassed at what my mom had done. And I didn't expect that. And it took me a long, long time to get over that. As far as the reason why I was embarrassed was, um, I don't know. I mean, I really still, I think it just comes back down to my selfish pride. But you know, I feel like I'm a strong, independent type of person, and I felt like I would have fought harder. That's what I kept thinking to myself, Mama, why didn't you fight harder? I know I seen her fighting Dad, and I am out. It's just Dad. Leave him, find somebody else. Uh, pick yourself back up. I've seen you working them chicken houses. 15, 16-hour days, 7 days a week. I know you're a strong woman. I know you can do this. But she, I just felt like she gave up. And I couldn't tolerate weakness, I guess, in my mind. That's the way I saw it. I saw her as being weak. And it was hard for me to deal with. I mean, it's really hard for me to deal with. And I felt like she abandoned the family and gave up on everybody. And then when she took her own life, I was thinking that was selfish of her to do that. I wasn't thinking about me being selfish, but I was. Anyway, as years go on, and I go through my own struggles, and I go through a divorce, and I go through all this stuff, I know for a fact. Now, one thing Mama did show me right out of the gate is you're not putting me on no pill. I'll be force fed one, and that's going to be a heck of a fight if you want to try to do that. I will not take no mood altering pill. Ain't going to happen. Uh, I know a lot of people benefit from therapy, not me. I don't need your therapy. I only need the Lord. I get my strength out of the good book, and I get my strength out of talking to the Lord every day. And those of you who are not quite there yet, you may not be able to understand what I'm saying. You won't feel it. But I'm telling you, that's an option. It is the only option. But first, I had to learn how to forgive. I had to learn what forgiveness was. And forgiveness is not saying what happens okay. Forgiveness is turning that situation, whatever it is, and it don't matter what it is, nothing's too big for your Lord. Nothing's too big for God. You turn it over to God and let Him deal with it, and you move on. And you move on. You're not saying it's okay, but you forgive that person or that situation, and you move on. When I say move on, you move on now, and you let God deal with it. You don't be looking back on it. You don't be worrying about it. Worry is in the devil's wheelhouse. You let God have it and let Him do what He's got to do. So you forgive. So I had to forgive Mama, and I did. I also had to forgive everyone else because everyone else was acting odd about it and weird. And I didn't have no adults come to me and talk to me about it. You know what I saw? I saw adults turning their heads and they were ashamed. They wouldn't even look me eye to eye about it. And those of you who've been through this process, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that can bring on some anger and some problems as well. Which you got to forgive them and move on. And then, almost most importantly, you got to learn to forgive yourself. It wasn't you that did it. And you're experiencing something that it's just wasn't meant to be experienced. And you're feeling something that is tough to feel. It's almost like losing a wartime buddy, you know? I mean, uh, I hear those stories all the time where I work at. And I work every day with suicide prevention. And I know it's a tough life out there. And one thing that I have found out, they're not weak. And they're not fighting this battle all by themselves against one or two things. They're fighting a battle in the spirit realm. It's a realm that can't be seen, and it's a war that's going on, and it's going on them. And what I'm beginning to see, people, is that a lot of these people that we're losing, they have the potential to be a very bright light in the kingdom of God, a very bright light. And the enemy knows that, and he's fighting them extra hard. He overtime. And if you're not equipped with the armor of God and you don't realize that it's a spiritual battle, you're operating 100% in the natural and getting attacked in the spiritual and not even realizing it. That's where you fall. So my prayer to all of you, if you ever went through it, if you've lost a family member because of it, if you're thinking about it yourself, get tight with your Lord. You have to. Get tight with your Lord. Put on the full armor of God. Attack it that way. That's the way to win it. That's the way to combat it. It can be done. You can hear it in my songs, and you can find all my songs anywhere you listen to music. Just look up Pappy Nose, and they're there. I thank you guys for watching. I thank you to my subscribers that pray for me and help me pray for others. And I'm definitely praying for you. And I love you guys. If any of you guys need prayer or you're struggling with this topic or anything else, drop us a line. Be glad to pray for you. Put you on a prayer list. I believe in the power of prayer 100%. And keep your head up. You hear me? Keep your head up. You're not in this alone. It's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a lot of other people out there in the same fight, and they know what you're going through, and they can help you. Dial 988 if you don't have somebody close that you can talk to, but reach out and talk to someone. And most importantly, make sure that you're leaning on your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Pappy loves you.